What's going on, non-fungible fam? We're here again today to talk about a couple new NFT projects. So today's video is going to be a little bit different, a little less in-depth than we normally do, because there's not a lot of information on the projects we're talking about today. But the projects we are talking about are in their extremely early stages. And I personally think that these could eventually turn into some very, very, very potential projects in the future. So with that being said, Mustafa, do you want to pull up our Twitter? I'm here with Mustafa and Musa today. So we're just starting out. So give us a follow on Twitter, guys. We're looking to grow some traction on here and really get things going. We're actually going to be dropping all of our videos on Twitter, as well as tweeting anything insightful that we have to say about specific projects or the market in general. So if you guys want to keep up to date with us in terms of news and what's going on and what we think about what's going on, then Twitter is definitely the place to be. Also, if you guys want to interact with us, like leave a comment or shoot us a DM and maybe have a conversation or ask us some questions, by all means. We're still really small, so we want to get to know the people who are watching us really personally, I guess you could say, so that maybe one day we could build like a community around this channel and, do something with that. So without further ado, I'm here today with Musa and Mustafa. Like I said, let's get right into it.
So the first project we're talking about here is Battlebound, which actually blew my mind when I first seen it. There's obviously not a lot of information about it. These projects we're going to talk about are very, very early. We can see their description of where world-class gameplay meets play to earn. And it's founded by a AAA dev team, Riot Games, Blizzard, and Ubisoft, which is very well known. I'm pretty sure you guys know about them. And they only got 7,000 followers right now, so I would be following them, turning on some notifications, and trying to get in as early as you possibly can and getting as much information as you possibly can as they drop that. They have their website here. They're battlebound.io, and all they have here is you can sign up with your email if you want more information. I believe that and Twitter will probably be the quickest way to get information from them. And we can see in 4 days and 9 hours they're going to be dropping something which we don't know yet.
So moving on to Magus, there really isn't much information on this project at all right now. But as you can see, it just says Magus casting spells in the Metaverse, Discord coming soon, and a pretty small following at the moment. But the art here is just a really clean, really good style cartoon art. As you can see here, they might be having a collaboration or maybe part of Tasty Bones ecosystem. We're not too sure. There's not too much information here. But just the art here in general is really appealing, really clean in my opinion. And this is something that just looks like it could just take off.
For sure. I just want to add, it kind of reminds me of a little bit of Soul Eater, the anime, and a little bit of like Adventure Quest, the TV show. Like the art's very similar to that vibe, which I know is an extremely popular type of art style as well. So I can see this doing very well as well.
I'd also like to add that their engagement is also really pretty high on their Twitter, considering that their following is pretty low. This is just another really good sign for this project. So moving on to Neighbors, this project is also a really low-key project. It's an artist-based project made by an artist named Benzilla. As you can see here, the art is kind of like a skateboarder, streetwear type of vibe to it with the 3 eyes here. If you move on to his Instagram, you could see he has 12.7k followers, which is actually quite a lot for an artist in my opinion. It's also a really good sign. The art here too, same thing, vibrant color cartoon art that's been trending in this current market. We've been seeing these projects perform really well. And moving on to the foundation, you can see he has 2 collections, one sitting at a 1 ETH floor and another one sitting at 0.5. If you go to his one of one pieces as well, he sold multiple one of one pieces. Again, as I mentioned in one of the previous videos, I'm really bullish on artists that are proven to sell one of one pieces because it just goes to show that people want to buy into the art just for the art itself, which is another reason why I think the Neighbors project could perform really, really well. Now, moving on to the website, if you go to the client section, you could see that he's done work for really big companies such as Adidas, Samsung, Disney, McDonald's, Champions, Vans. Again, this is a really good sign in my opinion because artists that have proven to do work in the real world with real brands and companies is just a really good sign and another reason I'm bullish on this project.
So the last project we're going to be talking about today is Fuzzy Fighter. Basic gist of this project is it is 2,222 Genesis collection, and it's supposed to be a high utility NFT for holders and supposed to be a future launchpad program for creators. Let's actually take a look at their website. In terms of their website, there's really not much, but if we look at their roadmap, like I said, it's a collection of 2,222. You're able to stake your Fuzz token. They're going to have a treasury DAO. They're also going to have a charitable donation to an animal conservation. And then in phase 2, there will be a new collection, a collection of mutated fuzzy fighters and some brand partnerships. So why I'm really bullish on this project is because recently a lot of lower supply collections have been doing significantly well. So when I see something with the collection that's under 3,000, I usually like to think that 5,000 is like the sweet spot, 5,000 and under. So when I see something that's under 3, even this one that's 2,222, I think that's great. And then in addition to that, Champ Crypto, who, if you guys know, is one of the bigger influencers in the space, is actually an advisor of this project. In my personal opinion, I always like to bet on good people. And I think Champ Crypto, I watch a lot of his videos. I follow him on Twitter. I see his tweets all the time. I think he's a great guy, stand-up dude, has some really good information, extremely well-spoken, very humble. I think he's a great guy to be involved with in terms of a project. So I would love but nothing more to be involved in a project like this because he's in it as well as the low supply. And the actual team doxed, but we have their socials, but not much more than that, to be honest.
So with all these projects we've been talking about, we're seeing they're very early in development. There's not a lot of information on them, but two very big things that we look at is we look at their fundamentals and we look at the team. And with majority of these projects, they seem to have very good fundamentals and they have very good people backing them and working on the projects. We have Riot Games for this one. We have Benzilla, the crazy artist, working on this project here. With Magus, we have sort of a hint at a Tasty Bone collabs, or maybe they are actually part of Tasty Bones. And with Fuzzy Fighters, we can see a very low supply. They are promising very good utility for their project, and we can even see some good people advising their project and on their team as well. For their actual members that are working directly on the project, we don't know much about them, so hopefully we get some more as they progress. As we said before, these projects are very early in development, so there should be more to come.
So yeah, I think that's basically it for today. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Please give us a follow on Twitter so you guys can keep up to date with all of our updates and insights. Leave a like, obviously. Leave a comment, show us some love, and give us some feedback. We're always trying to improve on what we're doing. So yeah, that's basically it. We're only up from here. Have a good night now, Unfungible fam.